Here's a question most people never ask themselves. When you retire, which account should you draw from first? Your 401k, your Roth IRA, your brokerage account, or should you just mix them all? Most people guess. They pull money from, well, wherever it feels easiest or wherever that they save the most. But in retirement, that one decision, the order of your withdrawals, can make or can break your entire plan. Because even if you save millions and millions, drawing income in the wrong order can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in extra taxes over the course of your lifetime. It can push you in the higher tax brackets, increase your Medicare premiums, and even cause your Social Security benefits to be taxed at higher rates. Two retirees could have the exact same savings, and one ends up paying far more in taxes simply because they took the money out in the wrong order. That's the mistake I see nearly every single week, and it's why understanding the retirement income order no one gets right. It's one of the most important parts of your entire retirement plan. Hi, I'm Mark Wisniewski, President of Southern Incomes. If you find this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to see how a customized income sequence could save you in taxes and increase your retirement flexibility, book a time with me using a link in the description. Because once you understand how to take money out the right way, you'll realize retirement success isn't about how much you have saved. It is about how much you keep. Let's dive in. 1. Why withdrawal order matters more than you think. When you stop working, you don't just retire from your career, you retire from a paycheck. Now, your savings becomes your new employer, paying you every month. But unlike a paycheck, retirement income is not simple. Let's face it, you've got multiple accounts, each with different tax rules, different growth rates, and different distribution requirements. And the order you touch them determines how much you'll keep after taxes, how long your money's going to last, and how much flexibility you'll have later on in retirement. That's because retirement income doesn't exist in a vacuum. It interacts with every other part of your financial life. How much your Social Security is taxed, whether you face Medicare IRMAA penalties, which tax bracket you fall into, and whether your withdrawals push you into higher rates, unnecessarily so. Even if you've done everything right during your accumulation years, saving, investing, and compounding, one wrong withdrawal sequence can undo decades of discipline. 2. The common mistake, starting with tax-deferred accounts. Here's what most people do. They retire, they look at their 401k balance, and they say something like, well, I'll just start taking money from here. It feels logical, right? After all, that's where most of their savings are. But it's actually the most tax-heavy source of income that you can choose. Every dollar from a traditional 401k or an IRA is taxed as ordinary income. That means it stacks on top of your Social Security, dividends, and for that matter, any other income, which can push you in the higher tax brackets really fast. Worse, once you hit age 73, you'll be forced to take required minimum distributions, or RMDs, whether you need the money or not, creating even more taxable income later. It's kind of like loading a tax trap that's triggered the moment you stop working. This default strategy, pulling from your biggest account first, one of the most expensive mistakes retirees make. 3. The right way. Build a tax-efficient income sequence. The smarter way is to treat your income, well, like a coordinated orchestra. Each account plays its part at the right time. Here's a simplified version of how something like that might work. Step 1. Start with taxable accounts. So these are your brokerage accounts, and other non-registered investments that you hold. They usually create capital gains and maybe even dividends, which are taxed at lower rates. By drawing from these first, you allow your tax-deferred accounts to keep growing while managing your tax brackets carefully year in and year out. Step 2, use tax-deferred accounts strategically. Once your taxable accounts are reduced or the market shift, begin taking controlled withdrawals from your IRAs or your 401ks, ideally in years when your income is lower or, importantly, before those RMDs begin. You can also use this window typically between age 60 to 72 to make partial Roth conversions. That lets you move money from a tax later to a tax-free while rates are still historically low. Step 3, save Roth accounts for last. Your Roth IRA grows tax-free and has no RMDs during your lifetime. That makes it the perfect bucket to preserve for your later years, or unexpected expenses, or for your legacy goals. This sequence allows you to control your taxable income, smooth out your tax brackets, and stretch your savings far into the future. 4, the example, same savings, 2 different outcomes. Let's take 2 retirees, both with $1 million in savings. Half is in a 401k, and the other half is in a brokerage account. We'll say retiree A starts by taking all their withdrawals from their 401k. So their income spikes, they get hit with higher taxes, more of their Social Security becomes taxable, and their Medicare premiums increase. Retiree B blends withdrawals, pulling from the brokerage first, adding controlled IRA withdrawals, and doing small annual Roth conversions. Their taxable income stays lower. Their RMDs later in life shrink, and their total retirement tax bill is far less. Many times 6 or 7 figures less. Same dollars, different order, completely different results. This is the power of income sequencing. It's not about working harder or even saving more. It is about thinking strategically. 5, the critical window most retirees waste. Your 60s, especially the years between retirement and age 73, are what I call your tax window years. This is the period where you have the most control over your income and the lowest tax risk. You can withdraw from pre-tax accounts before RMDs force you to. You can convert portions of your IRA to Roths at favorable rates, coordinate income to minimize taxes on Social Security later on. Most retirees overlook this window because they're so focused on preserving their assets. But this is actually when they should be not preserving their assets, instead positioning their assets. Get it right, and you can smooth out your tax burden for decades into the future. Ignore it, and you'll be forced to take large taxable withdrawals when you really have no control left. 6, integration beats isolation. The key isn't treating your accounts separately, it's integrating them into one coordinated system. So that might mean using your dividends from your brokerage for your baseline expenses, small IRA withdrawals to fill your lower tax brackets, and leaving Roth funds untouched to grow tax-free for later on. When your accounts work together, your income becomes smoother, your tax rates stay lower, and your portfolio stays more resilient. That's how you control your retirement. Not by guessing which account to tap first, but by engineering the flow of your income well into your retirement. 7, the emotional trap. I'll just figure it out later. This is where even smart retirees go wrong. They think, well, I'll just withdraw when I need it and I'll worry about those taxes later on. But once that income hits your tax return, it's too late. The withdrawal sequence, it's not something you say, oh no, what did I do to my taxes and go back and fix afterwards. No, it doesn't work that way. It's something you need to plan ahead. The truth is, the biggest tax savings in retirement don't really come from your investments. They come from coordination, from having the right plan in the right order before you start spending. That's how you turn uncertainty into clarity and your savings into a reliable income engine. So here's the takeaway. Retirement, it's not just about how much you have saved. It is about how and when you use it. If you want your income to last, your taxes to stay low, and your plan to stay flexible, you need a withdrawal strategy, not just an investment strategy. If you'd like help designing your personalized tax-efficient income order so you know exactly which account to draw from and when, book a call with me using a link in the description. I'll show you how to turn your life savings into a coordinated, tax-smart income plan that gives you more control, more flexibility, and of course, more peace of mind in your retirement.